Now, did you ever think to yourself, I'm not deserving of love?
Oh, like literally online looking up like nunneries, like I'm so
Are there black men out there?
like, okay, just because I don't see a lot of other healthy black relationships around me doesn't mean that they don't exist. Stereotype of like, oh, like, black men cheat and it's okay if they cheat and have multiple baby mothers.
I know someone who said, I only want toxic love.
You say A-M-A-K-A. Oh yeah. Hear me say open up your heart to the will of the Father. Open up your heart to the will of the Father. Open up your heart to the will of the Father.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amaka. A-M-A-K-A. You already know what's popping in your area. You know that girl can snap her fingers. Hallelujah. Apparently some people don't know how to do that.
I can't snap this hand though. That's the
snap. Come on, somebody.
Okay,
anyways guys, hey, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Open Up Your Heart channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, what's up? So this is Venesha, as you guys have obviously heard. But in our last video, we talked about breakups and what to do, and should I not rekindle the love that has flown by and flown away, and how do I really process being broken up with? Like, did God intend for us to break up with people? What does that really look like? So you guys, make sure you go check out that video that we did, and like, this is now the new one. So today we're going to be talking about black love, and I think that it's very important to really start to educate girls and really start to empower black women that you do deserve love. It doesn't have to be tough love. It doesn't have to be toxic love. It doesn't have to be like killing yourself, sacrificial love of like, I can't breathe, but I'm gonna still keep loving this person. Like the way the TV shows us, it doesn't have to be that way. And I brought Venesha because I think her relationship is an amazing example to young girls, including me, young ladies, including me, of what love looks like in that way. And of course, like, her relationship with, her man is not perfect, but in that way, but like, they are intentional about their relationship, and it's not about the intensity of the relationship, it's about the intentionality about the relationship that really counts. So today I'm going to be putting her in the hot seat, trying to grab some tea, and yeah, let's get right into today's video. It was a really long intro, but hey,
it's okay.
It's all good. But I think my first question to you is, before your relationship now, did you ever think to yourself, I'm not deserving of love? Because of things that kind of happened that you've seen, or because of, I don't know, maybe the past?
Yes, there was a period in time. I don't know if I'd say I could laugh about it now, but back then, this might sound a little bit extreme, but there was a point in time when I said, yeah, I'm probably just going to become a nun and just serve God the rest of my life.
Yeah, there were a lot of girls like that. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
for
real. Like literally online looking up like nunneries, like I'm so serious.
Okay, no, this is extreme. Okay, I'm not going to do that extent, but like,
no, there was a time, like, if I'm being completely honest, because when you're in failed relationship after failed relationship, it's just like, man, like, is healthy love even a thing that's possible for me?
wow.
In my family, there's not a lot of, healthy black couples that are married and have stayed married, right? And so not having an example of what a healthy, relationship looks like, or a healthy marriage looks like, it's hard for you to picture yourself in one, right? And so when you think about your future as, an adult woman or older woman, just like, man, like, do I actually see, not only a man in my life, but the relationship being one that's thriving, one that's healthy, one that feels safe, one that I feel secure in, right? And so those were questions that I had to ask myself, and eventually at that time I came to a point where I was like, I got Jesus, but deep down there's still that desire of wanting to be in a healthy relationship, right? And so much of it took, of course, unlearning a lot of unhealthy mindsets or thoughts in terms of relationships, and being like, okay, just because I don't see a lot of other healthy black relationships around me doesn't mean that they don't exist. So I'm glad and grateful for the relationships that I was able to witness in my life, whether it came to like healthy, couples at my church or, in my community, my neighbors, right? And hearing, their experiences of, being in a healthy marriage. And of course, like you said, not every relationship is perfect, but being intentional about staying committed to the process of wanting to continue in this committed relationship and wanting to navigate and work through those challenging times that do come.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm willing to stick this out because I love this person and I want this relationship to thrive.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're also thinking about your future. You're thinking about your future children. It's like, man, like I want my future children to grow up in a healthy home where the love of God abounds.
Amen.
Right? So yeah, there was a point in time when I didn't think it was possible. But eventually, when you give that aspect of your thoughts or your mindset to God, He begins to reframe your mindset and eventually bring someone into your life where you're like, hey, like this is actually. We love it here.
That's so cute. But you were actually searching up nunneries?
Absolutely, yeah. I was on the internet searching up nunneries until I found out there's no Christian nunneries that I came across because it was all pretty much Catholic. I was like, okay, well, we'll just serve the Lord and enjoy.
I can't believe
my family and my friends.
What? That's actually so mind blowing. Like, I feel like for me, like in that way, I don't think there was a point where I was like, I don't deserve love. I feel like for me, one thing, I wouldn't say it's a fear, but kind of is do I know how to love? Like would I know how to love? Like, I don't know. Talk to me.
That's good. No, that's good because I think oftentimes, our stance is the other person going to be able to love me right? But not oftentimes do we think about, am I able to love the other person right in the way that they deserve to be loved, right? And much of it comes from first acknowledging, of course, the love that God has towards us, and then in turn understanding the love that we're supposed to have towards ourselves before we can then love other people, right? And so, man, or we have these expectations oftentimes that we want in a relationship, expectations of how we want the other person to treat us and to love us, but are we able to still measure up and live up to that same standard? The love that we desire, are we giving that kind of love, right? And that could be the dynamic of any type of relationship. Sometimes your other relationship dynamics set the foundation or the premise for your romantic relationship. How well do you love your brother, your sister? You know what I mean? Of course, the relationship is different, but there's different ways that we show love, and many times it is through those acts of kindness, right? Because we love in deed, not only in word, as the word says.
So my next question is, are there guys out there? Are there black men out there for me? For girls? Or like, because we've seen such a huge, like, especially in like the African American society where it's like, the man's not there, but the woman's there, and it's just like single mother after that. Like, how am I sure that I will not be in that place? Like, I know it needs to be like, your man's out there, and all these beautiful speeches that we see on YouTube or wherever, but like, are there actually men of God who are black men of God who are godly and everything? Like, give me hope on, I could wait for that man. If like I actually really, really want to get married to a black man.
Such a good question. Okay, so I will say that, for example, like within the black church, like I'll speak from like Caribbean church, just based on experience. We do notice that the aspect of like black men in the church is a little bit scarce.
Yeah.
We do find that there are a lot more, women who come to church and are serving and, active in the ministry and stuff. And of course there are men there too, but oftentimes they'll either be, married already or, like they're probably like in a relationship already, or they're either like super young or they're old and married. So like when it comes to like the young adults, it's like, where the men of God at?
Where the men at? Where the black men at? I want to know.
Right. And so it does, beg the question, like, okay, if the women of God can't find them in the church, where else are they supposed to, find, these black godly men? And so, of course, I will say, yes, they're out there, they're out there. But I think the challenge is, like, sometimes the wait in waiting, for God to bring along that person. And sometimes we might have like our own timelines in terms of when we think, we want to be in a relationship, when we want to be engaged, when we want to be married. If it were up to me, I would have been engaged at 22, married by 23, and had 2 kids by 25. didn't see it so, and that's okay.
It's okay, because you're already in that path, so thank goodness.
So, we must God. But yeah, sometimes, you know, we might have these certain times that we may, you know, set up for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be times when God is, you know, preparing our heart for that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
He's preparing our mind. Maybe there's certain skills that he wants to develop in us, you know, certain mindsets he wants to develop in us.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that when I was like 23, 24 that I was even ready to be married,
mm-hmm.
to be honest, because the mindset that I had then is completely different than I have now,
mm-hmm.
right? My desires have changed and shifted. My priorities have changed and shifted,
mm-hmm.
right? So who could say that I'd be able to steward well,
mm-hmm.
you know, the relationship at that time in my
mm-hmm.
life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know this sounds so cliche, Amaka, and for when I got this advice, I was just like, y'all, I don't want to hear it no more.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know, there is so much value in intentionally pursuing God along with intentionally praying for your future spouse.
It's good.
Right? I would wake up at 6 a.m. with a couple of, you know, my friends at the time, and we would get on a call and we pray for our future husbands at 6 a.m. That was the sacrifice we made.
Wow.
Right? And that was back when we were like 21, 20. I'm 26 now, right? And so at that time, you know, I could have thought, hey, like, these prayers are in vain. Like, what am I praying, you know, about or for? At the time, of course, I believed I'd be married in like the next 2-3 years. But it's so interesting to see how much of those prayers were seeds that were planted years ago that I'm starting to see the fulfillment of in my life now, right? And it's just so amazing that, you know, our prayers are never in vain. And when we are in seasons of preparation, to not feel like we have to, you know, forfeit or bypass that season, right? Just to get ahead, because that may be our heart's desire. Of course, God honors the desire for, you know, that we have for marriage and for being in healthy romantic relationships. And with that, in turn, I believe that he, you know, will go forth and bless his daughters with amazing men of God, right? And so, you know, not despising that season where we are in the wait, but using it to, you know, seek God, operate in purpose and calling that he has in our lives, prepare our hearts for, you know, when he does bring that person along. Maybe there's certain heart issues he wants to work through in us so that we don't, you know, lash out at our spouse or, you know, project that onto the other person.
So true.
Yeah, and then other skills, qualities. Maybe he's teaching, developing you and how to love that person when they come along as well.
So
right.
good.
So
talk about that in that traumatic, in the way of like there is trauma, and some people have only seen trauma, and they're just like, what if I attract trauma? In that way of like a person with baggages and everything, like, what does that look like of offloading that and like creating that safe space?
Yeah.
Especially for Black women.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even thinking, you know, even if we look at our own family lines, or even just in, you know, the Black culture itself and Black community itself, I think oftentimes there's this picture that's painted that, you know, of Black struggle of, and stereotype of like, oh, like, you know, Black men cheat and it's okay if they cheat and have multiple baby mothers, and, you know, the woman might have, you know, like children from like different men and stuff like that, and this being the norm. Lack of fatherhood in the home, the mother's a single mother taking care of the children, trying to make it, you know, do things independently, trying to make things work, not really, you know, having time to spend with the children because she's working so much, and, you know, just all these different ideologies or stereotypes, or even ways that social media or even, you know, society has painted the Black household to look like. And that does not have to be our reality.
Amen.
Right? We have a choice to choose who our spouse is. We don't have to settle for something that we don't want, you know, to be an aspect of our lives, or to make up, you know, what our lives look like. And live that out. And so my encouragement to, you know, a lot of even Black women out there, it's like, hey, you don't have to settle. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy to be valued and treated, you know, with dignity. if someone cheats, you know, not having to feel like you have to settle to stay in that relationship because that's just how it is. My mother went through that, my grandmother went through that.
Preach.
So I just have to go through that too. And it's like, no, that does not have to be your reality.
That can stop with you.
Yes.
To break that generational curse. Because
it stops right here.
Stops right here. It's not passing through.
Exactly.
So good.
Yeah. You have that
That's
choice to choose. You know, one of the things I found to be one of the most helpful and beneficial things is to sit down and think about, what are my standards for a relationship? What are my boundaries for a relationship? If I say, this is what I am willing, this is what I can accept and willing to accept, and these are a list of things that I am not willing to accept, right? And if these things that I'm not willing to accept take place, I'm gonna walk away. Those are my standards, those are my boundaries. Of course, standards are different from your preferences. Preferences are different.
Yes,
you know,
preferences are different from standards. That's so
Yeah.
good. I know someone who said, I only want toxic love. Like, I don't want like a love where like we're like communicating and it's mushy and we're getting emotional and we're getting vulnerable. Like, I want a love that's just tough. Like, I want a love that's toxic. And I was like, are you okay? But seriously, like I said that because like I just say everything, but like also I got to sit down and say like, that's what her mom went through. That's why she could say that. Because like if you saw that and that doesn't have to be your story. I don't want that to be my story of like, I never saw this, I never saw that, and then I won that in my life and it's okay. Like you, and even though you haven't had that example, look for that example. Venesha said that, like, be in a church where black love is sponsored or is sponsored, like is seen, where love is seen. Doesn't have to be black love or not love, but like is seen.
Yeah.
Be in a place or like hang around, like if it's like, oh, my preference is a black chocolate 6 foot man, like be in a place where you do see black love. Be in a place where you do see that. Like have friends who will show you that in their own relationships where you're like, wow, like she got it, like I can get it too. Right, in that way of just like intentionally setting that standard and intentionally switching the kind of friends you have, because sometimes your friends can pollute your mindset of like, yo, that person's always cheating, like sometimes you gotta get those friends out of the door and say, God, I want to start afresh. God, I believe that my man's out there. God, I believe, and I'm praying. And you're not psycho, you're not crazy, you're not just wishing in the stars and you're just gonna be backlash. And don't look at red flags and be like, oops, he's gonna change. If he's cheating on you in your relationship as you're dating, he's gonna cheat on you times 2, times 10. Venesha said it.
Yes.
She said, if you see a red flag and you times that red flag right now times 10. No, say what you said because I can't even say it.
Just take whatever issue you're experiencing in the relationship now, or even certain red flags that keep popping up. Take that, times it by 3, times it by 5, times it by 10. Give it years down the line. 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, that's going to be, the reality of the relationship.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Right? Asking yourself, hey, can I live with this happening again and again and again? And don't get me wrong, of course there's certain things, that come up that couples are able to work through.
Yeah.
But if it's a reoccurring situation that happens time and time again, clearly it's an aspect of, that person's behavior that they probably don't want to change. They don't really, see them changing anytime soon, or even if at all. And it just might be better and more beneficial for you, your heart, to just walk away.
Yeah, and this is not saying don't believe in people. This is not saying people cannot change, because there are people who, they literally thank their eyes every day and say like, thank you for staying. But that doesn't always have to be your story of like, I want to be that wife who is going to be like, oh my gosh, I stayed, or I'm going to be like that person, and like you're that girlfriend right now. You're not wife yet. Like,
right.
Another thing is, stop giving wife privileges
I'm about to
boyfriends.
take a lap around this room.
She about to run. She said Pentecostal. Like, no, for real. Like, stop giving wife privileges to boyfriends. Black girls.
Come on.
Up here hearing me. Because I'm here to empower you today. I know some of you might not like me. Some of you want to box me right now. But it's all good. Because it's just like, oh, like, let him see all this aspect of me and then choose, no, you are worth more. You're worthy.
Yes.
You are worth it. You don't have to give all the wife privileges before, like, speak to them. Speak to them.
Something. I'm glad you brought that up, because even just thinking back to the breakups video, one of the main things that I often, hear from women who, share their breakups, or even men who share, the challenging time and overcoming those breakups and healing from them, one aspect that they find so hard to, get past is the physical aspect of that relationship, right? Or even the sexually physical aspect of that relationship. That being, a main thing that they do regret doing in that relationship, because it's like, hey, once that boundary's been crossed, how do you go back to even the possibility of trying to, even have a friendship, even if things didn't go that far? It's like, because they went that far, it's like, I can't look at that person as just my friend anymore, right? Or even just have some form of a cordial relationship. And so, if you can by all means avoid it, like, the physical stuff, just don't go there. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Just wait. Trust me, just wait.
Wait, and you're so worthy.
Yeah.
You're so worth it. And if a man doesn't see that and he's like, oh, do this, this, then probably he's not the one for you. Because he should see so much more within you before, and if it's a boundary, he should respect that. And if he cannot respect that now, he's not gonna respect anything you say in your marriage. So
1 Corinthians 13 talks about love being patient.
Come on.
If he's patient, he will wait. If he truly loves you, he will wait.
Yeah.
Right? He will not pressure you to do things that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And so don't settle.
Don't settle, black girls. Don't settle, white girls. Don't settle, whoever you are. And yeah, guys, this has come to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it personally. I really love this video because it's just speaking to me as far as it's speaking to so many people out there as well. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Take care. Bye.
Open up, open up, open up, oh. Say open up, open up.